Hello, beautiful people. Happy 10/10. How's that for a fun day? Bobby the Awesome here. Welcome to 321 No Kiddin. Thank you for joining me on my daily check-in and update of my current road travels, as well as giving me a little love in the recovery space and helping me work on my stuff every day. I had a fabulous visit yesterday with one of my friends from the Asia trip. The universe was kind enough to let her be in Denver at the same time as me. Like, what were the chances of that, right? So we were able to connect for breakfast and for a little walk around Denver Botanical Gardens, which was amazing. If you ever have a chance, I highly recommend it. And they definitely need some support. COVID's kind of wiped out quite a few of their income streams this year, as with everywhere else. But I see this one being near and dear to my heart as a flower child. So, yeah, it was a great visit. We caught up, but also the beautiful thing about a lot of my friendships and relationships now is we don't have to agree on everything. However, what we talked a lot about yesterday was about our core values and our ideologies. And having people in our lives with similar ideologies helps us keep our positive bucket full, because we don't always feel like we're in turmoil or that we're going against the people we love and care about. And it's okay to cut strings from those of us who don't line up with us. We don't have to agree with everyone. And we just have to decide, how people fit in our lives. And I'm just continually grateful that I have folks in my lives that it's not just the simple things. Like her and I had things in common, like Zumba and flowers, and I don't really garden. She's much braver than me. I've never really gardened because I don't like the critters that live in a garden and I'm kind of a wimp. But, we had those kinds of things in common, but sometimes it's more than that. And I think that having those deeper connections is what makes the kinds of friendships that I have very sustainable, that we don't have to talk every day. And I often think about, well, what if I did talk to my people every day? What would we be talking about? We'd be talking about the goods and the bads, of course, but would we be gossiping? Would we be, talking about other people's business? Or would it be these kinds of conversations that I have now that are reflective of feelings and life events and, really meaningful quality time? I mean, we spent 3 or 4 hours yesterday and it was like we didn't miss a beat since January. I just love having that. So that's why you're hearing all about it. Okay, so Ralph Waldo Emerson kicks us off today with finish each day and be done with it. So often when we've had a hard day, we dwell on it for a long time, preventing more pleasant thoughts from entering our minds. Peace eludes us, and we can only think of the mistake we made, the dumb comment we blurted out, and the important errand we forgot. This is a spiritual problem. First of all, out of the billions of people in the world, there's not one other person who is dwelling on our bad day. We stand alone. Yet, when we refuse to let go of the day's problems, it's usually because we think many other people will dwell on what we said or did. We think we are the center of the universe. It's also a spiritual problem because by dwelling on the past, we ignore the gifts of the present and the blessings of tomorrow. Self-forgiveness is key. If we find this hard at first, it's okay. God will forgive us. And by asking for the forgiveness, we turn it over to Him and go on with our day. This is not hard to do. And the rewards are a better relationship with God and with ourselves, and the sure knowledge that we're never alone and always forgivable. Today, help me let me see each new day as a chance to begin again with a clean slate and opportunities for joy and growth. I think we can see another theme in the concept of letting go. And if we let go of the pain in the butt stuff or the air quotes bad stuff that happened on any given day, we can start each new day fresh. I mean, I wouldn't want to wake up the next morning with regret because of something that happened yesterday. I think the reading says it best when it says we're not able to pay attention on the gifts of the present moment. And I'll tell you, I had a little bout of this with last weekend's conference. I was supposed to be at a conference and I thought it was being recorded, and come to find out it wasn't being recorded at all. I missed it. I missed 3 days of probably some pretty spectacular content. And I was beating myself up for not paying attention, better to the format of the conference. And, I was kind of getting hard on myself. And where I ended up landing was, well, I can't change it. So why am I getting upset about it? I was actually a little more disappointed in the company that I was supposed to be going to the conference for, that they didn't record it. And then I even had to let that go. And what ended up happening is I'm going through a little shift right now. I really, as you know, want an RV and really want to just downsize and minimalize my life because I don't really care about things. I don't need my huge apartment. I don't need to be home based anywhere in particular now that I'm working for myself. So because this conference, even though I missed it and I was sad on the inside, what it allowed me to do was to drop out of the program because I didn't, now my ideals don't line with theirs. They thought that they should force us into being there by not recording it. And I think that I paid good money and they should have recorded it. So difference. So now I'm dropping out of their program, which then allows me to have more money towards the RV that hopefully I will be buying in the next couple days. So, which also gets me aligned for dealing with tomorrow. I can start working on my life as I vision it this upcoming year, just with a little fast forward button. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine going fast because that means that I'm getting one step closer to building my recovery playgrounds and helping more people and making a better difference in this world. So the opposite of that would have been to be really frustrated and bitchy and whiny about missing the conference. And yeah, I definitely had a bout of that. Don't get me wrong. But I eventually let it go. And here's what happened, guys. Not only did I feel better because I let it go, but I actually came across someone who was kind enough to send me recordings of the audio. So now I have access to the information, but I wasn't locked up for 3 days because I thought I was making a really good choice by choosing to spend time with people I care about than being on a virtual environment on someone else's agenda. So I felt pretty good about that decision about missing it in the first place. So that's kind of where I landed on that. So what is it that you're hanging on to on any particular day? Are you carrying around any baggage that happened from a couple bad days ago or even yesterday? I would challenge you to ask yourself, is it serving me? Did you bite off your spouse's head or your child's, or did you not get your to-do list done? I mean, what does that look like for you? And are you taking it as an opportunity, or are you letting you get in your own way? Because I'll tell you something else. If we dwell on that crap, we're not mentally preparing ourselves for the next day to accomplish what we want to accomplish because we're too busy just dwelling in it. And I'm not sure that we can move forward at any great speed or care if we do that. So I enjoyed this reading for the reminder of the letting go. Peace eludes us and we can only think of the mistakes we made. So don't you want to live in peace? I know I want to live in peace. That's why I've been giving myself so much grace. It's okay that I'm running around, even though there's a shit ton of work I could and should be doing. I'm trying to find the balance of that. And what has really shown up for me on this trip is this is absolutely the way I want to live. Not necessarily in people's houses in my own place, which is where the RV comes in, but I want to spend my time doing what I enjoy doing, like visiting the flowers and feeding the squirrels and visiting with friends and family and going for bike rides and just exploring the world with my eyes open. And I'll go back to, this is a gambling podcast, right? An addiction podcast. And if I was gambling, I would not have this opportunity. There's no way. I mean, I could see the story playing out a little different where it's like, okay, I'll buy an RV and that'll drive me to all the different casinos I want to visit around the country. Well, how long do we think that's going to last when I'm a gambling addict and would never walk out with money? So it's not sustainable. But now with a clear mind and a clear, vision, I know that I can use my efforts to enjoy things and that I'll get more done. And it is sustainable because I'm not gambling, because I don't lose the time gambling. I don't lose the money gambling, and I don't hurt my relationships. I mean, I would not be having quality talk relationships if you guys didn't help open me up the last year. So I'm very, very content at the moment. I'm sitting here watching two squirrels play catch me if you can in the trees. And they're really flipping cute. They're cute as long as they're maybe 5 feet away or more. And I know some people have views that squirrels are like rats, but I think they're kind of fun. So that's what I got for you guys today. Happy 10/10. I'll be working my way out of Denver soon. My family has left, so I'm minding the cats in the house and all that fun stuff. And now I'm just going to try to get myself a little bit into work mode for today and tomorrow. I am going out with someone I've never met before tonight. One of the ladies from my class we're not even in that class anymore. So in our group, in my new circle of friends, one of which that I'm co-authoring a book with. So I'm looking forward to meeting her in person. We're going to go to dinner in what looks like a charming little restaurant tonight. So that's pretty exciting. And then I'm going to have some good quality time with my cousin tomorrow night. So again, it doesn't have to be, I don't know if you guys think that maintaining relationships or friendships needs to be super time consuming. It doesn't. I mean, I'm going to spend a few hours tonight with Taz. I spent a few hours yesterday with BB, and it's all good. It's not like I had to spend my whole week. I mean, granted, I'm sure there would be some more amazing quality time if that was the case, but I'm getting some really good connection. And if I wasn't staying connected to my people, especially my new people, the people who get me now that I've been on my journey and I'm not just a gambling addict or a drunk, they keep my positive bucket full. I can't stress that enough. Having those kind of people in your life that are cheerleading for you and me cheerleading for them. Like, we all want the best for each other as opposed to competitive or judgment or negative. And you guys know I struggle with those things. And I don't have time to be judgy because I don't have time. But also the people that I'm in this world with, I've created kind of a space for me in the relationships for me that I have nothing but love. Like, there's no time for judgment and crazy shit. I want to just be supportive and help everyone be the best people they can be. So that's another thing that I'm learning on this trip. I'm sorry, I'm chuckling again. The squirrel just wound its tail up like it was getting ready to go. It's doing little circles. Very cute. I can't really paint the great picture, but it looks like he's hanging out on a beautiful white aspen tree, just kind of showing me his stuff, how badass he is. It's awesome. Even squirrels can be badass, guys. All right, well, I hope that you have a great day and an amazing weekend, and I will be back with you to do 10-11 tomorrow. So long.